Hi there guys, so it was recently reported that Eddie Hearn had offered a 7-figure deal to Andy Ruiz Jr. for the Dillian Whyte fight. Now we didn't know any more than that, but what we do know now is Andy Ruiz Jr. has gone back to the gym. He has started training again. He has posted some pictures to confirm that as well. Now we don't know whether he will link back up with Manny Robles, his previous trainer that he had for the Anthony Joshua fight and the rematch as well. We don't know whether Andy Ruiz Jr. is going to continue that partnership with Manny Robles, which he had success with in the first Anthony Joshua fight, but failed to gain the same success in the rematch. So we don't know what's happening with that situation. But what we do know is he is back in the gym, back training. And that news comes pretty soon after Eddie Hearn had made that offer. So perhaps there is something in that. Perhaps that fight could go ahead. And what a fight it would be as well. Now, that fight doesn't really prepare Dillian Whyte for the big guns. It doesn't prepare him for Anthony Joshua, Deontay Wilder, or Tyson Fury because they are all taller with very different styles. None of them really want to get on the inside, whereas Andy Ruiz Jr. does. So it would be a toe-to-toe slugfest. And as I said, it wouldn't give him any preparation for those big fights. But Dillian Whyte has never really worried about that. Dillian Whyte wants to fight anyone and everyone. And Andy Ruiz Jr. is a big name. He has a great win over Anthony Joshua. And he is a solid fighter who will come to fight. And that would be an incredible fight because Dillian Whyte is exactly the same. Dillian Whyte is happy to get on the inside. He is happy to trade up. So that would be probably a 12-round war. I don't know whether anyone would get stopped. I just know that both of them will stand in the center of the ring and refuse to take a step back. And it is those kind of fights that the heavyweight division is all about. Now, Dillian Whyte has previously explained he is open to fighting Andy Ruiz Jr. He is also open to fighting Alexander Povetkin. Whichever one wants it, they can get it. Now, Dillian Whyte had this to say about Andy Ruiz Jr. Any of them want it, they can get it. Andy Ruiz Jr. would be a good fight. Obviously, he's just had 2 great fights against Joshua. He has also fought Joseph Parker. Now, Dillian Whyte has a win over Joseph Parker, but there's not too much to take from that because styles make fights, and that style would match up for a completely different fight than Dillian Whyte versus Joseph Parker. So just because Dillian Whyte beat Joseph Parker doesn't mean he can beat Andy Ruiz Jr. Although I believe Dillian Whyte can, but it's going to be a much more difficult fight than that Joseph Parker fight because Andy Ruiz Jr. applies a lot more pressure and he will meet Dillian Whyte in the middle of the ring, whereas Joseph Parker wanted to box with Dillian Whyte, and as soon as he got hurt, he kind of shelled up a little bit, and during the middle rounds, he looked a little bit sorry for himself, although he came on strong at the end. So that created something different in Joseph Parker, but it was too little too late in that fight with Dillian Whyte. Andy Ruiz Jr. will start the fight like that. He will start the fight coming out, trying to hurt Dillian Whyte. That will be an absolute slugfest, and you can guarantee that Dillian Whyte will meet him in the center of the ring and have an absolute trade up with Andy Ruiz Jr. You can expect nothing less. Someone probably will get knocked out. I say it will be a 12-round war, but someone I think will get stopped in that fight because neither of them are going to want to give up any ground at all. So the politics of this is something that could be a problem. Obviously, Dillian Whyte is with Matchroom, Andy Ruiz Jr. is with PBC. But the one thing is, can PBC get him a fight? Are PBC able to match Andy Ruiz Jr. against someone who he's going to get up for, who he's going to train for, who he's going to be motivated for? Dillian Whyte would do that because he knows if he gets in there with Dillian Whyte out of shape, he's going to get hurt, badly hurt. So he has to be in shape. That will give Andy Ruiz Jr. the motivation that he needs. So PBC, maybe they have to let Andy Ruiz Jr. come over to a Matchroom fight again. Because realistically, who are they going to match him against? I mean, they've just matched Adam Kaunaki against Robert Hernelius, which is a terrible fight for Adam Kaunaki. I actually think Adam Kaunaki gets beat in that fight because it's just a terrible matchup of styles. If Adam Kaunaki does come through it, it won't be pretty at all. And if I'm honest, I think that Robert Hernelius outboxes Adam Kaunaki and gets that victory. So if they're going to match Andy Ruiz Jr. against someone like that who's going to fiddle him about, then they may as well just chuck him in with Dillian Whyte, even though he is a Matchroom fighter. And we know PBC don't normally like doing that, but I don't think they're going to have much of a choice, especially if Andy Ruiz Jr. wants to do that. And realistically, Andy Ruiz Jr. needs to do that. If he wants to be fast-tracked back to the top, Dillian Whyte is the best person to get in with, the #1 challenger in the heavyweight division. Because, let's be real, Andy Ruiz Jr. is not going to take 6 figures for a fight. He's not going to work his way back up after earning the big bucks against Anthony Joshua. He's going to want the big fights. He's going to want the money fights, and Dillian Whyte provides that. No one else really does in the heavyweight division who is available for Andy Ruiz Jr. PBC won't be able to get him a 7-figure fight for his next fight. They just won't be able to do it because they don't have anyone to match him against. So it looks like Andy Ruiz Jr.'s best option is to come over and fight Dillian Whyte. Will Dillian Whyte take it? Of course he will. Dillian Whyte will take any fight, whether it benefits him in the long run or not. Dillian Whyte just wants to fight. He is the interim WBC World Champion who has a way better record than the current WBC World Champion. Just go on BoxRec, Wikipedia, anywhere, you will see that for yourselves. But guys, what are your thoughts on this? Andy Ruiz Jr. back in the gym, back training, preparing possibly for a fight with Dillian Whyte. It was funny how that came out quickly after Eddie Hearn made that 7-figure offer. Drop your thoughts in the comments below, guys. Click the thumbs up and subscribe if you are new. Thanks, guys.